So here's what happened. Another space shuttle just so happens to pass by while the other rocket I was on crashed into a meteorite. But the thing inside of it escaped. Shit. Well, I can deal with them later. But for now, let's focus on this one. From going to Mars to going on a detour to Planet X. This is the new episode of the Brumakian podcast, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Demetrius, and I'm still stuck in space, dealing with a certain space monster who is a complete zero. There's actually little background to talk about, other than the film's budget was surprisingly short. Not short to the point where it looks cheap, Super Monster, but short to make it look good enough. But the alien invasion had something to do with it. Anyway, on to the plot. Of course, as usual, dub version, no changes in it, thank God. A spaceship manned by Fuji and Glenn, played by Nick Adams and Akira Takarada respectively, is heading on a, I wouldn't say collision course, but heading on a course to a mysterious planet behind Jupiter known as Planet X. Okay, why hasn't anyone noticed it before then is beyond me. Meanwhile, an inventor creates the worst sound possible. Seriously, my ears are bleeding. Thank you, Deuce Baggleton. And that goes on the list of random words that just came out of my mouth. Man, when will it end? Meanwhile, the duo finds Planet X, but upon arrival, it literally looks like a moon had sex with Neptune. 2 small steps onto the planet later, they are greeted by thunder and lightning. Wait, what? Did Zeus travel to space too? Apparently he did, since he can literally breathe in space now. I did not know that. But that wasn't the only thing that they were greeted to. There's actually life on the planet. The controller of Planet X, which is somewhere on the poster. Actually, he's nowhere on the poster. Misleading there. Explains that a monster known as Zero has been attacking them for God knows how long. Yeah, I don't see this Zero creature you speak of. All I see is Ghidorah. Oh. And the people want Godzilla and Rodan to help. I guess Mothra's answering machine wasn't working. Nor was her telephone. If she even have a phone, like, come on. Every single monster on this planet Earth needs to have a phone. No matter what kind it is. Oh, man. Some goddess she is. Anyway, in return, they'll give a cure for all diseases. If only that were true, sadly. Also, finally, I can go back to Earth. Jesus Christ, how many days has it been since I've been stuck in space? Wait, I've been told... Oh, come on! I've been told I have to go back up there. Fine, but I better get something out of this. Anyway, it seems that the X people, that's what I'm calling them, were already on Earth. How and why? Damn you, shenanigans. Even they hate the inventors whose name escapes me at the moment. Alarm clock or whatever. Seriously, you gotta hear this. It's like a like that sound. It's, oh my God, my ears. I need to buy earbuds. Meanwhile, in plot number 1, the JSDS find Godzilla in the bottom of a lake. And they found Rodan at the side of a hill. But that's not the only thing that they found inside that lake. They also found a bonus. 2 bonuses. 3 spaceships. Why did I say 2 bonuses? Damn it. This is what happens when you improvise. Anyway, somebody's getting paid today. 1 talk and 2 transportations later, Godzilla and Rodan are now in space. In battle. 1 excellent fight scene and 1 Godzilla dance later, Fuji and Glenn, in the meantime, were walking around the facility and came across gold and cloned Namikawas. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Oh my... Oh my. Apparently, when I saw that scene, I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, this is the Misaka experiment before that thing was ever a thing. By the way, I highly recommend that you check out those arcs in both Certain Magical Index Season 1 and Certain Scientific Railgun S to get my point. Anyway, back to the story. The job is done, and they can go back to Earth with the quote-unquote cure and leaving Godzilla and Rodan behind. I'm sure this won't bite them in the ass. They did. No, it did. It did bite them in the ass. Because an ultimatum said, if you do not surrender, we will kill everyone and take over this planet. I believe that's somewhat accurate. Somewhat. That was all the way accurate. Meanwhile, in plot number 2, Mikael, the original, thank God, gets a device, or a note, why did I say device, in Glenn's pocket before being, deleted! Sorry, I need to do that. Meanwhile, in plot number 3, the people plan to use a light ray to reflect the magnetic waves controlling the monsters in order to save the world. And the inventor's alarm clock or whatever is actually useful for something, besides making my ears bleed, being a weakness to the X people. Glad we're on the same page about something. 24 hours later, the invasion begins. I just knocked in my microphone. Not without some good music on the radio. Alright, let me get my headphones. There we go. The plan is executed, and it works. The X-people are dead, so now what? Well, that's for Godzilla, Rodan, and Zero to decide. But sadly, due to budget, the fight is short and ends up tumbling down a cliff. Ghidorah flies away into space, and Godzilla and Rodan are nowhere to be seen. I'm sure they're fine. I'm sure we will never see them again. Oh, wait a minute. Yep, that's the movie. Final thoughts after the break. So, in terms of like overall thoughts on the entire story, it's basic, but it's simple. It's a simple, basic bitch. That's what I'm trying to say. That's all I guess about the story. Basic bitch, yet simple to understand. Even if it can sometimes infuriate my mind. Well, okay. As for the characters, they're good. The main highlights are especially Fuji and Glenn. Those two have a fantastic chemistry. And do you remember in my last review where I said I really, really, really do not like the English speakers in these Japanese movies? He is the exception. I actually enjoy Nick Adams's performance. Just nice. He's a bit awkward as hell in the original version, but did an amazing job in the dub version. Speaking of dub, it's decent. Good enough for my ears. And it doesn't infuriate me. So that's a good thing. The special effects and the monsters. I was a bit concerned that there was a lack of focus on Godzilla, but it grew on me. I didn't mind it as much. Not as much as the future entries into this franchise that I will point out when I do. Special effects wise, even though the budget was, decreased, it still looks good. Even though in certain shots you can clearly see the wires. Like, guys, you didn't have time to make those wires disappear like poof, magic. Like, whatever. Music-wise, still phenomenal. Overall, Invasion of the why did I say that wrong? Invasion of the Astro-Monster, there we go, is a good movie. Has a lot of good moments, and good characters, and then decent action. Do I recommend it to you? Sure. Why not? It's not as good as Monster vs. Godzilla or the original, but it's still a good movie nonetheless. Coming in at 75 ear-bleeding sounds out of 100. All right. Next time, we're jumping back into Dai. And unfortunately, it'll be around winter because I'll be freezing my goddamn nuts off. When I review Gamera versus Barugan. Yes, you see what I did there? There's no A, there's a U. Barugan. Why did that roll out the tongue? I have no idea. So, with that being said, I'm out. Have yourselves a fantastic day. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, dismissed. All right, now when I put my winter jacket. Hold it. I need to make this announcement right now. So, if you guys haven't noticed it already, I posted a post on my YouTube channel that has a description of 3 YouTube novels that are shared with one another. And it is called the Guardians Volume series. What basically is that, again, it's a shared universe with actual original characters and no original monsters. Keep that in mind, people. I suck at creating original monsters, but I am good at creating original characters, human characters, that actually serve a purpose. The first entry, sadly, does not feature original characters. They are rewritten characters from a pre-existing story from the Godzilla franchise, being the 1991 movie Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah. However, in this rewritten story titled Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah War of the Titans, those characters actually have a purpose. And any action they do will somehow affect both monsters, or in this case, Titans. As for the next project, the Guardians Volume 1, the Odd Trio, fitting because look at the title is based off of. One from Toho, one from Dai, and one from Nintendo of all companies. So yeah, the Odd Trio and the Battle of San Francisco, it features new characters, but not so new monsters, pre-existing monsters. And The Fall and the Brew is kind of like a pre-sequel to Volume 1 that focuses on the antagonists, or so-called quote-unquote antagonists of Volume 1. So, there you go. If you want to know full detail, you're going to have to find that post on this YouTube channel. Check it out. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. You're dismissed for real this time.